Hey, welcome to another episode of Writer's Block. I'm James Robinson, and today we'll be talking about four things you can do to help you finish writing once you've already started. And before we get into that, make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. The links will be below in the description of the video. But before we get started, one last thing. Take a look at this fly t-shirt. Ooh la la. That is a nice t-shirt. All right, now to the four things to help us finish writing once we already started. The first thing I'm going to talk about is changing your mindset. Okay, that's very important. If you think something is stupid, boring, why would you want to finish? You wouldn't. So change your mindset about what you're about to be writing, and it makes things a lot simpler. When I'm thinking about writing A Bird's Tale 2, I'm thinking like, oh, I'm excited. Sarah and Leo is this new character, and their interactions are very difficult for me. But as I start to write more of the story, it gets exciting. So I want to get back to it. So changing my mindset, getting something that I'm excited about to get back to. The second thing that you can do is sometimes switch things up. Like as I'm writing, sometimes I'll get bored. My attention span is not that long, so I could get bored quickly. So what I do is I switch things up and I'll start to draw. So I'll stop writing and I'll start to draw some stuff out. This is an example of some of my drawings. It's not the best. Um, it's pretty bad actually, but it changes things up enough so that it gives my brain a break from just constantly writing. And so once I get back to writing, it's a little easier. And also I can use those little drawings to give to an artist and they can turn it into beautiful artwork like this. Ooh la la. All right. The third thing you can do, and what I find myself doing often, is taking a break. Go outside, eat a snack. One of my favorites is to play a prank on somebody. Just after 30 minutes or an hour of just writing, take a break. I see this all the time. I go somewhere and I see people trying to write and they've been writing for like 30 minutes and then they just sit there. They got a pen and paper and they just sit there. Look. No, they're not writing. They're just sitting there looking at the piece of paper. That's called writer's block. And you got to take a break because you can sit there and look at that piece of paper for like 3 or 4 days straight. And if you're doing that, somebody might call a hospital because you probably need to be checked out. So take a break, get some nutrients, get some rest, do whatever it takes, and then come back with a fresh mind. All right, so now the fourth and the last thing you can do is find somebody to share your ideas with, preferably someone who's not negative and just going to say bad things about what you're doing. Now, some things people can say that you may not like, but it's always good if you know they're a good person, a good friend. They're not saying it just to hurt your feelings. Second off, you can bounce ideas off of them, so on and so forth. It's like if it's a cool movie coming out, I like Star Wars. So if a Star Wars is about to come out in like 2 weeks, I talk to my friend day in and day out about Star Wars. And it gets us even more hyped to see the movie. That's how you got to be about your writing projects. Whether it's writing fiction, nonfiction, poetry, rap, songs, I don't know, cartoon characters, comic books, whatever. If you got someone to share your ideas with, I'm telling you, it really makes the process a lot easier. So those are four things you can do to help you finish your writing once you start. And this is answering a question I got at Joaquin Miller. A student asked me this while I was at an assembly there, and it was an awesome question. So thank you for tuning in to another episode of Writer's Block, and I'll see you soon. Peace.